Broadcasting live from Dar es Salaam, this is TBC News, our top stories. SADC Electoral Observation Mission arrives, set to observe Tanzania polls.
So far, we're comfortable, although we'll continue assessing the situation until the voting day, and we'll provide a statement.
Japan's first female prime minister and current global politics.
Takaichi Sanae-kunを衆議院規則
Good evening, I am Teddy Mparanyanga. You can also follow us live via YouTube channel TBC Online and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook and X pages at TBC Online. The presidential candidate for Chama cha Mapinduzi CCM pledges to end the challenges facing the Dar es Salaam residents by ensuring the completion of major development projects, including the Kidunda Dam Water Project, construction roads connecting to the city center, together with building engineered pathways like canals and ditches to channel excess water away from popular areas. Speaking during her party's campaign rally in Dar es Salaam, the CCM presidential candidate insists that these projects will position the city better to economic transformation endeavors.
Kukamilisha utekelezaji wa miradi ya bwawa la Kidunda.
We are finalizing the implementation of the Kidunda Dam project, which is worth 336 billion shillings. This dam will serve the regions of Dar es Salaam, Pwani, and Morogoro. The second project we are undertaking to address the water shortages in Dar es Salaam is a major one that will draw water from the Rufiji River. We have already begun the feasibility studies and detailed research for this project.
Regarding road infrastructure and the bus rapid transit, Samia vows to complete the pending phases of the projects.
Mradi tunakwenda kuzisimamia na kuzimaliza.
We are completing the construction of roads that are already underway, including the Kimara Mavurunza Bonyokwa to Kinyerezi Road, which stretches 7 kilometers and passes through 3 constituencies, Segerea, Kibamba to Ubungo. As we move forward, we will also oversee and complete all phases of the Bus Rapid Transit project.
CCM presidential candidate Samia Suluhu Hassan is expected to campaign in Dar es Salaam in the next 3 days, today being the first day. Presidential candidate for National Reconstruction Alliance NRA, Almas Kisabia, says Tanzania peace and stability are key for any nation's development. Speaking at a campaign rally in Songea municipality in Ruvuma region, Kisabia insists for peace and stability to be secured, it is imperative for all citizens to fully participate in the electoral progress and elect the right people to lead the nation, vowing to improve the interests of people, especially the police force.
Let me tell you, the citizens of Songea, the police play a crucial role in maintaining our peace. Therefore, we have clearly stated in our manifesto that we will improve their welfare and provide them with proper working equipment. We will also change the name from police force to police service. We want to ensure that our children receive free education and that healthcare services are provided at no cost, as promised in our plans.
Furthermore, the NRA presidential candidate says his party will improve tax payment systems to attract more investments and provide free education and health services to the citizens.
We will ensure that traders are classified into 3 groups when it comes to tax payment: small, medium, and large businesses owners. We will also make sure that every year we know how much each business person earns, so they can pay the right amount of tax. Without knowing one's income, it's impossible to determine the correct tax amount.
Head of SADC Electoral Observation Mission, Richard Musowoya, says his mission is ready to collaborate with all Tanzania's election stakeholders and citizens to ensure free, fair and transparent elections in the country. He made the remarks during the official launch of the mission in Dar es Salaam, insisting that all observers are well trained to conduct the observation based on the SADC guidelines and country's laws. Nasa Kingo has more details.
The Southern African Development Community SADC Electoral Observation Mission is here. With 8 days to go, the head of the mission gives a word on how things are going so far.
So far, we're comfortable, although we'll continue assessing the situation until the voting day, and we'll provide a statement, a preliminary statement on the 31st of October on how the elections have been conducted and how the Tanzanians have participated in the election.
The SADC Electoral Observation Mission is headed by the chairperson of the SADC Organ on Politics, Defense and Security Cooperation, who appoints the head of the mission to lead the mission. And this time, the chairperson of the SADC Organ on Politics, Defense and Security Cooperation, President Arthur Peter Mutharika of Malawi, has appointed the former Speaker of the Parliament of Malawi, Richard Msowoya.
I just want to assure the Tanzanians that the SADC observation team is here just to make sure that Tanzania is conforming to the guidelines and principles of SADC election observation that have been affirmed by Tanzania and other member states in 2021.
What are its tasks and limits? Deputy Permanent Secretary, Minister of Foreign Affairs and East African Cooperation, Ambassador Saidi Musa explains.
Kazi zao ni kuja kuangalia.
Their job is to observe, not to direct. And on 31st, they will issue a preliminary report on what they have observed. So mainly, their work does not include interfering election process. As of now, campaigns are ongoing, and they will observe how the elections are going based on political guidelines, people's participation as voters or candidates, and how the SADC guidelines are observed.
I then asked the mission, why should people have trust in them?
We remind ourselves of the SADC principles and guidelines, which will be the benchmark for all of our observers to use. Secondly, we bring in the local context because we are from 15 member states, and today, this month, we are in the United Republic of Tanzania. So from the laws to all the relevant systems that exist in the country, our observers take 3 days to sit and learn the context to what they are going to see.
The leader of the mission, Richard Msowoya, will issue a preliminary report on the electoral process on October 31st this year. Reporting from Dar es Salaam, Nasa Kingo, TBC News.
For the first time in its history, Japan has broken a centuries-old tradition, appointing a woman as prime minister. Sanaya Takaichi, a long-time conservative politician, now stands at the helm of one of the world's most powerful economies, marking a new chapter in the country's political landscape. Faithengaga has more details.
右の結果、高市早苗君を衆議院規則
In a nation known for its precision, order, and tradition, history has just taken an unexpected turn. For the first time in its modern political history, Japan has chosen a woman to lead. Born in 1961, Takaichi's rise was anything but easy. She entered politics in the early 1990s at a time when Japan's parliament was almost entirely male. Over the years, she built her reputation inside the ruling Liberal Democratic Party, serving as Minister for Internal Affairs, Economic Security, and Communications. A protege of the late Shinzo Abe, Takaichi is known for her firm nationalist views, advocating a stronger military, tighter economic security, and constitutional reform. Supporters see her as Japan's Iron Lady, a steady hand in turbulent times. Critics, however, question whether her leadership will bring real change for women or simply reinforce the old political order. Her appointment marks a turning point for a nation ranked among the lowest in gender equality within the G7. Many Japanese women see her victory as a powerful symbol, proof that breaking barriers is possible even in the most traditional systems.
Japan is a male-dominated leadership, but with a very traditional conservative society. So having a female prime minister is a game changer. Globally, it is presenting Japan to a sense of that the country, the image actually is changing, that the country which can blend tradition with modernism. That's number one. But number two, she's expected to bring a new perspective into social policy, issues to deal with work-life balancing, but at the same time to deal with the inclusivity. And generally we can say it is awakening up the young women in Japan to underscore that their voices shouldn't only be left into the classrooms, because there are some teachers there, or left into the offices, but now they feel themselves, they can uplift themselves to the top highest decision-making level.
Sanae Takaichi's story is not just about being the first, it's about how she leads and whether her time in office will redefine what power looks like in Japan. Faith Angaga, TBC News.
Meanwhile, the opposition leader of Cameroon, Issa Chiroma Bakari, has recently unexpectedly declared himself the winner of the 12th October presidential vote, calling on incumbent presidential Paul Biya to concede, even though official results from the electoral body remain pending. One of the ruling party's offices in Chang was set on fire amid mounting allegations of fraud and street protests in cities like Dola over irregularities. The country now awaits the final validated results from the Constitutional Council, due by 26 October, in an atmosphere thick with uncertainty and tension. For further analysis of the situation in Cameroon, here's a political analyst, Paternos Niagara.
So what is happening is that they need, first of all, to have independent observers to be able to recount the vote and see who is a true winner. However, the situation is fragile. There's a high youth unemployment, economy is so a little bit not stable. At the end of the day, there might be something not good in that area. So I think they need to have some dialogue with the opposition and see, despite having a person who can verify and come up with a clear winner, and then see if they can have a government of national unity or a government of cooperation.
And on the next news, Vice Chancellor of the University of Dar es Salaam, Professor William Anangisia, says the Higher Education for Economic Transformation Project HEAT has yielded many positive results in the university, including transforming learning and teaching infrastructure. He made the remarks while addressing journalists on the progress of the implementation of the project, asserting the transformation has been key for Tanzania's tertiary education in the innovative and digitally advanced era.
Utekelezaji wa HEAT umejikita katika malengo makuu sita.
The implementation of the HEAT project focuses on the 6 key areas: improving teaching and learning infrastructure, constructing modern classrooms, laboratories, workshops, and digital learning centers, building new campuses in Lindi and Kagera regions, updating curricula to align with labor market demands, enhancing staff capacity, promoting digital transformation, research, innovation, and collaboration with the industrial sector, and finally, strengthening good governance and inclusivity.
On the other side, we have a number of physical infrastructure at the university. We have constructed several lecture theaters, lecture rooms, studios, laboratories, and workshops. In general, a total of 21 buildings have been constructed, and we are setting a new campus in Lindi for agricultural studies and in Kagera for the business studies. So really the HEAT project is making a huge transformation at the university.
I have benefited as a student through learning different courses. One among is the use of artificial intelligence in my daily practices, such as in the investigating journalism.
I was sponsored to study Masters in Urban Design in Development at the University College London, UCL. It was a great opportunity for me because at first I tried to apply different scholarships, but it was unsuccessful. But for this one, it was successful, and it was just easy for me.
Launched in 2021, Higher Education for Economic Transformation Project HEAT is meant to be a driving force for Tanzania's economic transformation by aligning higher learning programs with labor market needs and enhancing the management of the tertiary education system. CRDB Bank has signed strategic partnership agreements worth over 300 billion shillings with 3 international institutions to promote entrepreneurship, strengthen trade and improve housing in East and Central African countries. The agreements were signed at the Partners and Investments Forum held on the sidelines of the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund annual meetings in Washington, USA, involving the bank with the Canadian FinDev Institution, the German DEG KfW Group, and the Shelter Afrique Development Bank. According to the agreements, FinDev Canada has invested $60 million, which is equivalent to 150 billion shillings, to support entrepreneurial projects, especially women and youth, as well as projects climate change adaptation.
Tanzania has issued already a Vision 2050 and is the most growing economy. There is quite immense opportunity for many investors to be there. We have heard about what has been done in Burundi. We have heard about what has been done in DRC. And there is quite an immense opportunity where we can be able to work together. SME, you cannot speak much in this country I've just mentioned. Looking on the corporate. These are SME, MSME is where the business lies, is where jobs are created, is where the investments are needed. So we need to be working together to achieve that. And that's the reason why we invited you today.
The government of the United Republic of Tanzania recognizes and commends the CRDB Bank as a source of national pride, distinguished as the only Tanzanian bank with a regional footprint in East Africa. Its strategic expansion beyond national borders, particularly in the Democratic Republic of Congo and Burundi, demonstrates the strength and resilience of Tanzania's financial sector, as well as growing confidence in capability of indigenous institutions.
Furthermore, KfW Group has invested $50 million, which is equivalent to 125 billion shillings, with the aim of strengthening small and medium-sized enterprises and stimulating youth employment, while Shelter Afrique Development Bank is contributing $10 million, which is equivalent to 25 billion shillings, to develop quality and affordable housing in the Democratic Republic of Congo. In the Beyond the Balance segment tonight, we take a look at ACT Wazalendo's party manifesto, which has appointed Othman Masoud Othman to be its presidential candidate. Let's join Esther Deus for more.
The National Executive Committee of the ACT Wazalendo Party, in its special meeting held on August 5th this year, proposed the party's chairperson, Othman Masoud Othman, as the presidential candidate for Zanzibar through the party in 2025 general election. Othman Masoud Othman was born in the village of Pandani in Pemba Island on 7 February 1963. His father, Mzee Maalim Masoud Othman, was well known for his dedication to teaching for 58 years in madrasas and 28 years in formal schools. His mother, Asiya Said Hamis, was a housewife but devoted much of her time to assisting her husband in teaching madrasas, a religious education center. Othman Masoud Othman received his primary education at Pandani School and later attended Fidel Castro Secondary School in Chake Chake, South Pemba. Othman Masoud Othman, who has served as Zanzibar's first vice president for 4 years, is an experienced leader in legal affairs, governance, and Zanzibar's politics. Before assuming the position of first vice president of Zanzibar in 2021, Othman served as the chief advisor to the revolutionary government of Zanzibar until he joined ACT Wazalendo, where he became one of the party's top leaders. In his policies, Othman Masoud Othman states that he will prioritize Zanzibar's development by focusing on the economy, social services, good governance, and national unity. His policies focus on bringing positive change to people of Zanzibar, and he is among the candidates who have placed the interest of the citizens, justice, and proper development at the forefront. Othman Masoud Othman vows to build a better life for the people of Zanzibar by strengthening its economy so that every individual can live with dignity, with women not humiliated, and men able to marry and sustain their livelihoods. This is Othman Masoud Othman, the presidential candidate for Zanzibar under the ACT Wazalendo Party. Esther Deus, TBC News.
Before we wind up our local news tonight, let us now have a look on today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Sports news up next. And in sports news, 2 goals scored by Jeremiah Juma and Haruna Chanongo in second half gave victory Tanzania Prisons as they beat their arch rivals Mbeya City by 2-1 and take vital 3 points in Tanzania Premier League match played at KMC Complex, Mwenge, Dar es Salaam. Tanzania Prisons head coach Zadikie Otiono says the match was very tough, but they utilized well 2 chances they created to score 2 goals and giving them a new push in the Tanzania Premier League. While Mbeya City coach Malale Hamsin says his player failed to maximize on the opportunities he created.
We missed more chances in the first half than the second half, which means we attacked more in the first half than the second half. But what we did was to maintain possession as much as possible. We played very slow this match because players were very tired. We didn't get enough time to relax after the last games. That's why we lost this match.
The victory gives Tanzania Prisons 6 points and pushes them to the 5th position of Tanzania Premier League, while Mbeya City, despite the defeat, are still on the top of the league table with 7 points. Tanzania Football Veterans Union Chairman Paul Lusozi urges all athletes in Tanzania to participate in the general election that will take place on October 29th so as to foster their sports and games development in the country. Lusozi told TBC in Dar es Salaam that athletes have the vital role to choose leaders who will be able to fulfill their sports desires for the 5 years to come, and only voting will give that power.
Election is very important to every Tanzanian. We are UMSOTA, we emphasize all people, including sports, fans and the players, and the other of use this opportunity to elect right leaders on October 29th.
Different political parties are finalizing their campaign by selling their manifesto to Tanzanians, ready for the general elections to take place in October 29th. That is sports news, and now before we conclude the news bulletin for tonight, let's take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
My name is Godfrey Kazinja. I present 24 hours weather forecast from Tanzania Meteorological Authority. For tonight, we expect future particle condition, while the lowest minimum temperature expected to be 11 degrees Celsius over Njombe region. Average wind speed expected over the most part of our country, and the highest maximum temperature for tomorrow expected to be 35 degrees Celsius over Katavi region. For tomorrow, Lake Victoria Basin expect future particle condition, thunder shower over Fury and sun period, while the rest part of our country expect future particle condition. Let's have a look for the 4 days weather forecast for some part of our country, starting from the day after tomorrow. Dar es Salaam expect future particle condition, light rain shower over few areas and sun period. Dodoma expect future particle condition, where the highest maximum temperature expect to be 34 degrees Celsius. Mbeya expect future particle condition and long sun period. Mwanza expect future particle condition, thunder shower over few areas and sun period. Kilimanjaro expect future particle condition, light rain shower over few areas and sun period. Morogoro expect future particle condition, light rain shower over few areas and sun period. While Arusha expect future particle condition, light rain shower over few areas and sun period. Dear viewer, we thank you for watching us and have a good time.
And that marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Do not miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Teddy Mparnyanka. Have a lovely, lovely night.